Ring.
All right, be right back. Now, Themis, we in this here. Themis. Yeah, put him in the change, dude. Put your ass jail jutsu. Fools will not be put in chains. Obviously you want some more ass kicking, then think that I would fall before one such as you. Perhaps I should have treated you as more than a mere nuisance. I agree. I don't think underestimating me was your win. Despite your victory, you shall never have the knowledge you seek. The secrets of my transformation, the secrets of my deception, shall return to the star with me. You're wasting your breath, Asphodelos. You have the upper hand now. Surely you can see that. Yes. My repertoire is not exhausted yet, however. Although I have failed, my end shall be on my terms. You gonna stab himself? Oh, there goes the... I remain loyal to my very last. What may, I die with dignity. Who do you remain loyal to, though? With La Habrea, dude? I'm fucking on that. Listen, La Habrea is fucking whack. Dude, shady as fuck. How did your ambition lead you astray, Asphodelos? You're better than that. Your star shone more brightly than the other in Pandaemonium. And La Habrea's respect, his trust. More did you seek? You would forsake all that and sully your legacy besides. He became so blinded by his own desires that he lost sight of his duty. In the end, he lost everything. His plans lie in tatters. I fail to see any dignity in that. Even so, I would have liked to know why he chose this path. His spouse's infatuation with your father was his undoing. Perhaps he was jealous that fate had chosen you, not him, to be La Habrea's son. So terrible did this jealousy become that he sought potent power, that La Habrea be unable to ignore. This, how does the pursuit for respect warp one's heart so? How does infatuation with one person turn into contempt for everyone else? Never heard of such a thing. So, as in commons, you might think, true, we've seen some wacky shit. I agree. Like, just thinking about it logically, you're like, nah, there's no way. Dude. That's weird. I see. I mean, I cannot but find it vexing. But perhaps that signifies not but my own capacity for bitterness. I do understand what it is to have a beacon to follow in dark times, a person you trust to guide you true. It is to desperately wish their light would fall upon you again. All right, buddy, you need a moment? We've spent enough time assuming the intentions of the departed. They're the living to consider. Let's find other waters and round up the remaining creations forthwith. That, at least, we can be certain. Believe I can be of help in that matter. The influence of Hesperus' magic is fading throughout Asphodelos. Now is a perfect opportunity to seize control of the facilities and restore things to their original state. Seize control? You really do that? And my man's like, and I am now the key warden. What is this presence? Eric, what lies behind that threshold? Passage that connects Asphodelos to Abyssos. Why? Be on your guard, you two. Now that Asphodelos is free of obstructions, I can more easily sense disturbances in the lower levels. Make stirs in Abyssos. Of course. We're not just gonna stop here, dude. We got 2 more levels, dude. What? Boarding sigil. How? Let's return to the gates for now. I should like to apprise the situation from there. Needless to say, our investigation is far from over. But yeah, corruption runs deep, dude. And we did say that, you know, it's being like the whole place is being decayed from the inside out. So that includes the people. So. Although we have defeated Hesperos, it appears we have but scratched the surface of Pandaemonium's troubles. My head is still swimming with questions. Could this mean that Hesperos wasn't actually behind this? This dark possibility, yes. The root of the crisis may lie somewhere much deeper than even Abyssos. When we first encountered you, you said the memories of your escape were vague and that your senses were muddled. I believe this was more than the result of a panicked mind, made to feel this way by a powerful magical influence. It's possible that the same magic could have poisoned Hesperos' heart, twisting his affection for La Habrea in a burning obsession. In his altered state, he was made offer a power he could not refuse. Wait, are you suggesting that someone else has turned Hesperos into that thing? So it stands to reason that they wouldn't stop at all. Indeed, a mysterious mastermind does not lack subjects for his experiments, or potential methioi. What you're saying is true, then my colleagues, they're doomed to share the same fate as Hesperos. Not if I have anything to say about it. Don't lose heart yet, Eric. Hesperos challenged us alone, and it tells me that the process of his creations was long and taxing one. If he was the first Methios, the rest of the warders are still likely alive. However, much as I would like to hasten deeper into Pandaemonium, the way forward is sealed off. Let's focus our efforts on finding a way through. That's going to take about 6 months or so. Creation still having free reign of Asphodelos, that won't be easy. On the contrary, may it retain control of these circles, and thus can wield intermittent magic. Within their halls at will, the creatures will pose no threat to us. It's like that. There's nothing stopping us from returning order to Asphodelos. If so, I shall require your expertise to keep the peace after the subjects have been returned to their confinement. However, you are Asphodelos' sole remaining warder, after all. Truth be told, I did not expect the investigation to become so involved. Of course, I would like to resolve matters here without resorting to outside help. He's like, you mean send a report to La Habrea? 'Tis too soon to say. Let's first find a way into Abyssos. It'd be best to withhold our judgment until we have ascended the whereabouts of the other warders. Ascertain the whereabouts of the other warders and the identity of the party responsible for their disappearance. Agreed. Even so, it means saving even a single life within Pandaemonium. I'm not above asking La Habrea for help, but to come to that. Recent discoveries certainly paint Hesperos's action in a new light. The number of unknown elements in this investigation grows. Must proceed forward with the utmost caution. To that end, Merrick and I shall remain here for the time being. As I enjoy your company, I do not believe we shall be needing protection, so as long as we remain in Asphodelos, you should take this time to rest. You are weary, and there may be more battles ahead of us. Themis's burden may grow heavier in your absence, but he's shown that he is more than capable to bear it. Still, I would help wheresoever I'm able. All we've achieved so far has been thanks to the two of you, and I mean to repay the debt that I owe. I don't know what use I can be outside of placating the creatures, but I'll find a way. Nonsense, you owe us nothing. It was thanks to your knowledge of the magics which govern this place that we were able to come this far in the first place. Elsewise, we'd have likely succumbed to the hippocampus's assault. Each of us have arrived at this dire pass by separate paths, but it is only by combining our respective expertise that we will reach the end of it and see Pandaemonium saved. Woo! Teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah. Thank you, Themis. As Hesperos's words seem to have affected me more than I realized. Together, come this far. Together, we'll reach the end. I have no doubt that we will. Even so, let's allow Zoe his rest. Besides, you have someone awaiting a report on your progress. Yes, I dare say your story will much more than they have ever imagined. I'd be like, yo, bro, it's bugged up. Oh, I'm gonna go back to Aporia. Be like, yeah, it was fucked. There's a whole damn like demonic dimension. People just like store creations that were supposed to be destroyed. Alright, what you got, buddy? Welcome back, Zoe. Back from the past. I'm the worse for wear, I see. What'd you find? Well, there was Dracula. Also, there was Phoenix. Saw Phoenix again. Yep. Nice to see Louis Waugh. Flash. So there is evil afoot in Pandaemonium. Already ominous place. I must say, mythic beasts and missing mortars. Truly, we are fortunate to see you return to us in one piece. It appears that the voice Zoe heard from beyond the crystal spoke the truth. As for who left it behind and why, those are yet questions to be answered. Indeed, be someone who lived among the ancients, or it could be someone trying to avert a tragedy from the future, which remains shrouded in mystery. True, time's fucked up. Yet, by we shall unravel that mystery. With the help of Zoe, of course. Merely his actions was the fabric of the past reshaped. Yet he returns to the same present he left. Which can only mean one thing. His intervention in Pandaemonium's crisis is but one of the countless building blocks of history upon which our present has been built. Ah, so we're supposed to go back to Pandaemonium anyway, I see. There's no telling what consequences would arise if we stop pursuing this matter now. Whatever plot is unraveling within Pandaemonium must not let it reach its conclusion. One of those creatures should escape, but what ripples could carry forth to the future? Might wreak havoc upon the world of the ancients. Their despair would leave an indelible mark upon the history's pages. That despair would only feed the terrible beast that arose during the final days. First final days already had a drastic effect on the eons that followed. The scars it left were made even deeper. We risk losing our present entirely. Whatever the cost, our connection with the future of Elpis must be preserved. I know I've asked much of you already, but can I count on you to continue your work in Pandaemonium? Sure, every 6 months when they come out, sure. Or longer, 6, 8 months. Your tireless efforts are much appreciated. There is aught we can do to ease your burden. You only need to say the word. Speaking of which, might you return the crystal into our keeping? While we cannot accompany you to the past, perhaps something can be gained by researching it further. Sure. Here, Betty. Here you go. Here's the crack rock. That's gonna be like, they're gonna fucking contact me and be like, dude, the crystal's glowing again. Come and touch it. 6 months, I'm telling you. It shines just as splendidly as the day we met. Shall begin our work right away. But I cannot promise any meaningful results for some time. And as for matters in Elpis, it seems in similar state. I must ask that you rest. Before that, allow me to make an introduction. As our research moves into its critical stage, I found it only suitable to recruit other assistants. Eileen is an expert in armaments from throughout history, be they from far-flung past or made in the most modern forges. Should you find aught of interest in your adventures, bring it here, and she'll be glad to offer her services. Okay. We know researchers in numerous fields that would love to get their hands on artifacts from bygone eras and would give you goods in return that should aid you in your trials. Furthermore, if you ever wish to peruse the records of events you have reported here, MGG has been taking faithful and thorough notes. It is at your complete disposal. Thank you. And since that we have embarked upon something monumental, something that will dwarf all else I've accomplished in many years of my research, I can think of no greater honor or reassurance than to have your capable assistance in this endeavor. If there is anything that can be found that will contribute to your success, we shall find it. Not rest until we have unlocked the mysteries of the crystal, and you will be the first to know when we do. Yeah. Let's go! Skill speed. Nice. And that's it for the raid tier. Yeah. Yeah, I'm asking boy. All right, Will. First initial thoughts on the raid tier. Okay, what was your favorite fight?
Favorite fight? I think probably the Phoenix is
I
most...
think the third floor is gonna be a fucking banger, dude. The fourth floors don't really show up until the Savage version, because like you did the last expansion shit, right? So like
Yeah,
remember the
raid.
12th floor that was like all like the fucking, like it had the like the story cinematic or some shit. Like they just cut out the story shit and they're just like, oh, by the way, there's a phase 2 that's just fucking nuts, dude. Like that's the kind of shit I love. I hope that the fourth floor comes out swinging with a phase 2 that is absolutely nutters. Please bring back the door boss. Okay, listen, everybody loved the Omega raids. Okay, we want that shit back. But again, yeah, I think the third floor was my personal favorite. The fourth floor reminded me of an Omega raid, Halicarnassus, which people really loved. People really thought was a really like good, like satisfying savage to do. I can't remember what it was because I didn't do it on content. I can find it. Oh yeah. Delta Escape V3. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah. The third floor of that. So.
I mean, I think the first two weren't particularly like special, but it is the first two of a 12 set raid tier.
That's true. Yep.
So it's not.
The first two should be pretty easy, I think.
I don't particularly remember the first two of Eden Raid either, but it was like, you know.
I can't remember the first fucking monster here. Oh, it was the Shackle guy. So I think that one is kind of going to be like more or less the same. It's just going to be like more overlap and like it's going to be the same kind of mechanics. There's going to be like a little harder and like they'll happen faster with more overlap with some shit, I think.
I hope we get like another phase, especially for fourth.
The fourth one's definitely getting another phase. I'm assuming the third phase is also gonna have kind of a two-parter thing where it's like its health bar is gonna deplete really fast. Like we're gonna kill the shit out of it. And then it's gonna have like some kind of like add enrage part like it did, and then it's gonna do the rebirth thing. And that rebirth thing is actually gonna be a limit break 3 probably from tanks that has to be done, if I had to guess. And then after that, it's going to be like a whole different boss that people have to fight. So like it's going to be like a two-parter, but it's not going to have a checkpoint. The fourth floor will have a checkpoint. I think the third floor will have kind of like two separate phases, but it will all in all be about a 10 to 12 minute fight probably. And then the fourth floor will probably be the whole like 16 to 18 minutes with both parts. Hopefully no 20-minute fucking bangers with no checkpoints. Thank you, Shiva. We fucking hate you.
Yeah. And the gear we get from it is 580 right now. So.
Oh shit, 580. Okay, cool. That's better than what I have currently. What I have is 570. Yeah. So I'll go look at that too. But yeah, no, like, first like thoughts about it. Again, like some cool callbacks from the fourth floor going back to like Halicarnassus kind of stuff with like the roll switching and then also the like the different tiles doing different things. Because I think that's gonna be really cool. And of course, like the Savage version is gonna have them do probably completely other bonker shit that we have no idea.
The roll switching is fucked.
I think that's really cool. And then like again in a coordinated setting, the roll switching doesn't matter. In like a PF setting, roll switching is just gonna be like. I would assume that the towers or whatever are going to have like set positions, and then you would have like I don't know. But again, that's all like speculation. And then like the third floor, I can already tell this third floor is going to be a fucking banger, especially from the first one. So like the last third floor, the first one was what? It was Leviathan, I think, from Shadowbringers, yeah. And Leviathan was a fucking hard third floor. That was a fucking banger third floor, especially for Party Finder. Party Finder had a difficult time with the Leviathan. I have inklings that this it's not going to be too much fun for PF for the Phoenix one as well. And then for Sepultura had some really cool fucking mechanics in Savage that you did not see in normal. Like normal had like normal Titan shit. And then you didn't really see a whole bunch of stuff. And then the fucking fourth floor for Sepultura Savage came out swinging. It had 3 fucking phases, no checkpoint, and hella fucking mechanic checks with constant DPSing and constant heal checks. That was a hard fucking fourth floor to get on content week 1, and it was a gatekeeper for ultimates. And that's the same one. That's the same thing that they're going to do for this tier. The fourth floor is a gatekeeper for the ultimate. So I can only assume that the fourth floor is going to be actually just something totally fucking different, like it was for the first one in Eden. Because Titan normal compared to Titan Savage, there is 0 correlation, 0. You do not see 3 phases in that at all. No, you see the first part 1 of the phase, and that motherfucker has gross shit. That's a cool fucking fight, dude. But anyway, I definitely think that the fourth floor gonna come out swinging like it did last year. No doubts about that. It's gonna be hard as fuck. People gonna have to focus up for it, but it's gonna be a cool prog nonetheless. The third one's gonna have a lot of growing pains, and the first 2 are just gonna blow over. I think that's the case here. For Eden, the second tier was actually fucked up. The second tier had cycles. That was fucking cool. Yeah, the first floor was snooze though. The first floor, like I did in PF, like one lockout. It was whatever. It doesn't matter. I think that goes for any first floor though. I'm trying to think of like a first floor that was hard. Like Fulmination wasn't bad. Umbra took me 2 lockouts. Fulmination I think also took 2 lockouts. So yeah, whatever. But again, PF, what's whatever. Yeah. Either way though, cool first like kind of like rates are going in, and we got a lot of fucking lore too. I want to get your opinion on like them not having voice acting for these side stories, man. I think if they had voice acting, it would add to the depth because like the lore here matters, right? Like we met La Habrea's son. We fucking I don't know who the fuck Themesius or Themses. I don't know, dude. Who the fuck that is or who he works for, but
I'm pretty sure it's Elidibus.
That's what I assumed, but I was like, yeah, I got no clue.
Because one, you heard him speak, or what I assume is him.
Yeah.
Speak at the end of Endwalker.
Yep.
And it was his voice, and also, I remember them mentioning, I think it was in Shadowbringers, that when whenever the person took seat of Elidibus and was like the head of the convocation, he was really young, right? Like,
yep.
And this guy, you know, compared to people like Emin or even like Hythlodaeus, he
looked really young. Yeah, true. Okay, yeah.
And you know, he mentions like, you know, the good friend, presumably referring to Vana because of their similar hire. Granted, I wouldn't be surprised if Azem was somewhere included in that, because Azem is apparently everybody's fucking friend.
True, dude. Azem's just like, dude, I'm bros with everybody. I fucking travel the world. I'm fucking homies with everyone. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Azem do get around, and then if Vana would make like some kind of appearance like later in the raid tier as well, that would be fucking sick. That would be a cool callback to the story as well. That would have been sick as fuck. Whose crystal it was? Oh yeah, that's true. It has to be Elidibus's, right? Because it's only the convocation that has those.
Well, it theoretically, because of this, it could belong to La Habrea because it's his place.
I don't know. I don't like La Habrea. No one likes La Habrea, dude. Even in his own side story, dude, he didn't care that his wife died, and his son's like, yeah, no, I think he's a cold-hearted fucker, dude. Yeah, and then his whole cult following too. I personally don't like La Habrea.
No, like, I agree. Like, he's a fucking asshole.
He's just an asshole, dude. He's just a douche canoe.
Like, yeah. But I know that this. I remember them talking about how in this raid tier we're supposed to get more information on some of the other Ascian, right? Like, it's supposed to tell some Ascian stories. And
I had no idea that La Habrea even had fucking a son at all. And then
I mean, he's the first Ascian we encounter, and he just kind of like
and we do just kind of mow that man over. Yeah, I say that, but he fucking
maybe it's La Habrea's story. Because the thing is, I don't think it would be the crystal of Elidibus.
Where would Elidibus's crystal be, right? Because Elidibus actually fucking he kept up with his shit until the end of Shadowbringers. Like, that motherfucker, he was still relevant in the story of Endwalker too. So, like, no idea where his crystal would be. We did get a pack of crystals, right? Do we know all the crystals that we have? Because we got a couple of them in fucking Amaro, right? Or am I smoking the ganj, dude? Am I smoking the ganj? Because that would narrow it down, but I like just from this though, like, Elidibus definitely has something in this. I think same thing with La Habrea, right? Like this La Habrea's like whole shit. And then it'd be cool to see like Vanilla come in, and of course like we're Azim's like familiar or some shit. I don't know, dude. Azim fucking like sit on the council or some shit, dude, and then he gets like newsletters from like his familiar just running around doing all this shit. He's just like, what the fuck? He's like, what the hell's this shit, bro?
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be really good. Either way, a decent start to the first raid tier. I'm very interested to see how the Savage goes, which will come out in 2 weeks. And then just like the memorable fights are definitely the third and fourth one. The fourth one being a callback, as we said, and then like the third one, like you even said it too, like while we're doing it, like that's gonna be a hell of a fucking Savage, I think. And that is an understatement. I think that shit's gonna be a little hard. It's gonna be a little hard. Yep, definitely.
Okay, so I could be wrong.
Okay.
Here, but looking at this, right?
All right.
Just
All right.
found this thing.
Okay, I see this.
Emmett's was purple.
Yeah.
Them's we know
Yep.
is our orange one.
Yep.
Elidibus.
It's white. That makes sense because. Okay.
And then La Habrea
is blue. Ooh.
I don't remember the constellation that was on the crystal, but
did we see a constellation?
No, but if we look at it,
go back to who the fuck is that, dude?
That's Gaia.
Oh, it is Gaia. Yeah.
That was
That's
the
true.
other one.
Got you.
Don't know much. I can't remember that guy. End of 2.0. Obviously, Fandaniel, he was red. Ultimate pink. Yellow.
So is that ooh, no, dude, it's not gonna be fucking Naha Brails, dude. Naha Brails and Iggy, dude. It's more of a light blue, yeah. It's more of La Habrea's color of crystal, yeah.
And then that, and then So yeah, I'm pretty certain that it's got to be La Habrea crystal.
Yeah, okay.
And maybe just the message that came through it was because he's fucking stuck deep in the goddamn bowels of Pandaemonium and just tried to send something out. How because we didn't end up with his crystal. Like the people of Labyrinthos did.
No, yeah, no. They found they said that they found it while looking in the ethereal sea. Like it was fucking brought up to the surface of the ethereal sea, of like where they use the iotoscope or whatever the fuck. Like something pushed it there from the ethereal sea. So one of the Asians that have already been, that could be literally any of them, right? Because they're all fucking back in the ethereal sea now anyway. But one of them had to usher it forward.
It could have been a little bit.
It could have been a little. It could have been La Habrea. It could have been any of them. So like La Habrea's crystal. Fact. We know it's a fact. It's him. It's his story. He has some kind of deeper part in this that will no doubt be shown later as well. But I am telling you, there's another fucking Ascian here too, and the only reason why I think we're saying Elidibus too is because 90% sure that was him at the end of the expansion talking about Pandaemonium when we had the teaser. That's why we're saying it. So like,
yeah, it absolutely was.
Yeah.
Like,
so there's that. Yeah, I can definitely see that as well. Yep. Yeah, a lot of speculation, but nonetheless, a good start, a good fucking start to the first tier. I will say, I'm pleasantly like happening. Maybe it's because I want some more raid content, but you know, this is good. This is good. All in all,
Hey,
this
2 weeks to get
Savage.
gear, and we throw our heads against Savage.
Hell yeah, dude. Yo, can't wait to that Savage, dude.